Hello and welcome to the LCK 2022 Summer Finals. We are here at the pre-show. It's me, Valdez, with Junghyun, who has, of course, very kindly joined us here for this pre-show. How are you feeling today, Junghyun?
I'm pretty happy and grateful to be here. My quarantine actually ended last midnight. So, you know, it's been less than 24 hours that I've been outside. And I'm really grateful that, you know, I didn't have to miss out on this great opportunity to see the new champions.
Yeah, I mean, that's really good timing. Very glad to have you here, Junghyun. But that's not the only person that is going to be joining us on this desk, of course. We do have a very special guest who is joining us, Junghyun.
Before we rush into anything, we have a special guest to share their insights on this final. It's Rush, everybody.
Hey guys, I'm Rush. I was a League of Legends professional player back in the days, and now I'm a streamer. I'm super glad to be here today.
Awesome to have you as well, Rush, and we're going to be tapping into that amazing League of Legends brain that you do have here as we do go through the pre-show. But just awesome stuff that we have going on here and awesome opportunities for you guys at home, potentially.
So we prepared a little event for you guys. Using your Twitter, you can use the hashtag LCK Finals Pre-Show Hangout. And then when you tweet us your opinions, questions, just about anything, you can get one of these. If you're lucky. Some LCK merch. I was wondering where the good scent was coming from. I was like, is it Brendan?
It's from the LCK incense.
But no.
And also the LCK bucket hat, which Rush is showing off for us now. You can patch on some patches there on the front. You can buy whatever role you want to play.
And then we have also this bag. It kind of matches your look, so.
Yeah, I kind of like the look I've got going on here. Can we see a Garen dance by Valdez? Okay, so this is where we're going already with this. Okay.
So you can just tweet about anything, the production.
I hope that was satisfactory for your Garen dance.
Yeah, I think the practice paid off.
What's the next one? How about an Ari dance?
Do we have the next one? Ari dance. I can do a Jinx dance.
Jinx? What?
Nice try, nice try.
Any dance performance for us, Rush?
No thanks. Maybe next time.
all right. So yeah, those were the Twitter events that we're doing so that everybody can be engaged. But first of all, let's take a look at the bracket and see how we got here today in finals. So I think, let me just say personally, this time around, playoffs, it's been the most intense and interesting playoffs for me in a while. No 3-1, no stomping, and it was highly unpredictable. What did you guys think?
Rush, what did you think about this? It was really close all the way through.
Yeah, there was no stomp, and I think like today also is going to be 3-1 or 3-2, so it's going to be very exciting and long day.
Yeah, I do agree. I think, you know, you'll see all of our predictions later, but there were a couple of 3-0s, but only 2. So not a lot of people expecting it to be a one-sided stomp in this one.
Right, but at the end of the day, of course, it's Gen.G and T1 once again in the finals. I don't know if you can hear the fans, but we're super hyped. Everyone's hoping for a really long day as well.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts in here. We are in, of course, the Gangneung Arena, which is also where some of the Olympic stuff was held. Just a really cool venue that we do have, and we're pretty much packed out. It's really cool to be part of this historic matchup, and it's been a historic matchup between these two teams as well, because they play against each other so often, not only in the finals, but throughout the entirety of the LCK.
Well, it looks like Gen.G, they're still hungry for their first trophy as an org, whereas T1, they've been there, done that. If they do win the trophy, this will be their 11th time. What do you think?
It looks like T1 has won a lot of like titles, but like I don't think like there's always winner or always loser, so we will see.
Yeah, you know, you can look towards the history and say, you know, the T1 finals buff, the T1 best of 5 buff certainly is always in effect, but Gen.G certainly on the up and up here, and you can note that there are a couple of important matches here, certainly the 3-0 that we had in 2021, but that was a totally different roster, but also the most recent best of 3.
Yeah, the last time that they played, Gen.G actually beat T1 in the regular split round 2. So maybe things could be different if they carry that momentum onto today's tournament as well. So Yeah, a lot of hype. I don't think I can hear myself.
Yeah,
Fans are screaming.
There's too many people in here. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We can also take a look at some of the stat comparisons that we do have between some of these teams. First off, we'll introduce the players. Anyone that stood out in this roster to you, Rush, from this year?
I think all these 5 players are so good, you know, like they're on finals in LCK, so like there's no specific player, but maybe like bot lanes? Like,
yeah, the bot lane is certainly going to be a thing we're going to look at a lot and talk about a lot from our side. Same thing here on the side of T1 for me. You know, feels like a very top side of the map here in summer is really strong for them, but you know, it's the best of 5, it's a finals. Who knows what form Guma and Keria and Faker will be on if they kind of ramp it up for the finals.
Well, everyone will be trying their best to win the trophy, and we actually have some stat comparison per role. So for top laners, Doran versus Zeus.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is where T1 could potentially get a lot of power. A team that's in a bot lane meta, they were playing a lot around the top side. It is pretty unique, and I think maybe Zeus can come out here and try to get a big lead for T1.
they both have been playing really good.
Yeah, a lot of Gnar as well. The Gnars, I don't know how much we'll see it in this series, but definitely could be coming out here as the jungle matchup as well is very interesting.
I was actually surprised that during the media day a couple of days ago, a lot of spotlight was put on this jungle, and it's not jungle meta, right?
Yeah, it's not really like carry jungle metas. But I think these 2 players like Peanut and Owner have been like top 2 performer in LCK Summer Split, and I think Peanut is like more likely more versatile junglers playing like tank roles, carry roles, and Owner is like more maybe like better at like Lee and bruisers. So it's going to be a very exciting matchup.
Yeah, I think this is, again, Peanut's very reliable, but Owner can be kind of a game, like a playmaker, right? Yeah, a game changer, if you will. So potential, you know, for T1 to come through on that side as the mid lane as well. You know, Jovi's got some really insane laning stats. But we're talking about Mr. All Reliable and Faker right across the aisle from him in the mid lane.
Yeah, like it's like, look at their names, like Chovy and Faker, like that explains a lot.
And look at the stats. Chovy only had 4 deaths throughout the playoffs. 4 deaths, that's all.
You'll note that he did also play 11 games of Ahri throughout the season. Faker has played a bunch of Ahri as well. Could definitely be a point pick for this matchup. A lot of Azir, a lot of Ahri, a lot of Silas, obviously, in this meta. And the classic of potentially the Galio as well to come out on the side of Faker, as the best of 5 match record tells one specific story, and that is that Faker has always beaten Chovy.
Yeah, but like this time maybe will be different, so we will see.
So yeah, this will be 7th time that these 2 will go head-to-head in best of 5 matchup. And also, let's take a look at the bot lane.
Yeah, the bottom lane is, this feels like Ruler's season, right? This feels like the best he's ever performed, even compared to the past. As you might hear a giant cheer, they just put up the Faker stats behind us as, yeah, what do you think about this bot lane in this meta, Rush?
I think like these bot lane champions are so strong recently, like level 1 to level 18. They are like doing so important roles, and like Draven, Sevier, Zerati, Kalista, Lucian, all these champions are so strong, and I think like bot lane is going to matter this time.
Yeah, it's going to be a bloodbath down over in the bot lane. And also we have to talk about the supporters. They're very similar but different at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, my take from this one is that Lehens is playing a very pure support role. He's not really trying to carry a lot. There's not a lot of Nautilus. You'll see a bunch of enchanters on his side. Stuff that enables Ruler to do his job. That's always a really good idea. Keria has always been a bit more of a carry-oriented support. But it's not really the meta for that, and I think it's kind of hurt the bottom lane of T1 a bit.
And also, it looks like Lee Hans played more of Enchanters and Protector for ADC, and looks like Harry, it's not really shown, but like he's also good at Thresh, like playmaking champions. So let's see who's gonna play better today.
Well, so those were some comparison for each roles. But here's the thing, as the tweet says, what do you think will be the key role in today's matchup?
It's definitely bottom. It's because like their champions are strong, only too late, and also they can have some map rotation, maybe like roam to mid, roam to top, and also Dragon is more important than before. So it's going to be definitely bot lane.
Yeah, I would agree. You know, it's pretty objectively a bot lane meta focused meta. And I think that T1, as I said before, you know, they're pretty unique as they do find a lot of strength in the top side of the map. So that could hurt them or it could help them if they have a very specific style that maybe they want to try to change up the meta for this specific best of 5.
So we all agreed that both bottom duos kind of need to step it up, show up big, right? If they do want to win the whole thing. But, you know, a lot of discussions about the pick and ban, but mostly about the sides as well. Which side is Gen.G going to pick, or is T1 going to pick? And T1...
Yeah. This is a good start for them. T1 did win the coin toss, so they did select the blue side. And the reason why I say it's a good start is because everybody's saying nowadays that blue side is king. The blue side is just better. But what do you think about this, Rush?
I mean, historically, blue side has more like favor, and they have like better win rates. But it's not like blue side is always better. But I think this meta, like your first pick matters a lot, and after you can pick reactive, and blue side has like better vision control, but easier to play on in-game play. So blue side. Better this time.
So T1 picking blue, but with that in mind, on the side of Gen.G, I mean, they played a lot of red side during the regular split, mostly because they won, right?
Yeah.
But do you think the red side is still playable?
As I said, I think red side is also playable, but just like it's like 40% win rate statistically. But I saw in final, and I don't think like draft or side selection gonna matter a lot. I think it's going to be in-game play, you know.
All right.
So we will see.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I think that, very curious what's going on. I think that the red side is, in a best of 5 in a finals, this is where you have to pull out the counter picks. This is where you have to pull out the crazy stuff, the new stuff, the unique picks that are really going to take your opponents off guard. As we're also taking a look here at the pick ban top 10, Kalista has been the only champ to be 100% presence in all of the games we've played on this patch.
Yes, Kalista has been like strong in LCK, LPL, and also like Rulers. Kalista has been very, very famous. So it's going to be also like perma-banned or perma-picked. And after Wukong, it's also like getting picked or banned a lot. It's also a strong champion next to Trundle.
Yeah, you know, I think the jungle meta, if anything, would be the most stale. We see a lot of like Poppy, Wukong, Trundle. We'll take a look at some of the high win rate picks from playoffs as well. You'll note that Ornn has been played 9 times. He's seeing a lot of play on the top side in this tank top meta. We also have the Yuumi coming out here, which I think we can all agree that Yuumi is pretty busted, and we do not want to see her in this finals, and maybe just have her banned every game.
Ban, right?
Yeah, it should be removed.
Yeah.
These are the bait picks, and yeah, Renekton, I mean, it was popular during the playoffs a little bit, but I guess the win rate isn't as high as we expected it to be. Nilla is up there somehow. We saw her kind of being tried out as Zeri's counter, but I don't know if it worked. What do you guys think about Zeri, though?
Which one?
Zeri.
Zeri. I think Zeri is like a little bit overrated. It's the more likely weaker Twitch, but safer. But Zeri can be a champion who can 1v9 later, but can also be a strong reason of losing the game. So Zeri is kind of overrated. That's my opinion.
Very interesting.
Do you agree?
I don't know if I would say overrated. I think that in a certain sense, the teams put a lot of pressure on getting it picked. Like, they think it's very strong, but it can't. There are answers, I should say. Like, I kind of agree, but at the same time, I don't. As we're taking a look at some of the bottom duos that have been picked as well. Zerayumi specifically is extremely strong, but so is Siberayumi. So you kind of begin to see where the lines are connecting with each other.
Yumi, OP, Zeri probably not, you know.
Yeah, just Yumi's like winning every game now.
What are your thoughts on Lucian and Nami though?
Lucian Nami is, it's definitely going to be played. It's something that Ruler and the Hens love. Guma and Keria can play it as well. It's just, again, a pretty safe priority bottom side lane that you pick. We haven't seen a lot of answers to it, but I think we'll definitely see a lot of it. What do you think, Resh?
I agree. Like, I think Lucian Nami like is kind of guaranteed snowball champions. So like you can even make plays with Lucian's dash. So it's like very, very versatile, and it's good to have it on team.
Well, when something's good and you don't want to give it away, you ban it, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think will be the perma-ban today?
I think it's going to be Yumi. Like you have ever heard of like Lee Han's Yumi? It's like 100% win rate. Also like Keria Yumi. And I don't want to like see Yumi's on finals. So like please perma-ban Yumi.
I agree. Thank you. I think that Yumi should be permabanned. I don't know if the teams 100% agree with us. So I could definitely see something like an Ari permaban if if blue side team doesn't want to play it, or like a what's her face, Sivir get permaban, stuff like that. So just picks, Kalista obviously, we were talking about that for Ruler. The Yumi pick is very interesting as well because Lahens has brought out Singe into it in the past, and he's not scared. Like, that guy has played in finals before. He can pull out the crazy picks. He can pull out the Sins in the finals against Yumi if that's what he wants to do, or maybe pull out something else if Yumi gets picked.
Right, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But for Genji, how is it going to be different this time around? What's going to be the difference maker so that they can finally win the trophy?
So like not like spring, like we have durability patch and dragon value and herald value has been increased. And like bot lane champions and the mid lane champions, like for example, Azir, Sylas, Ari is much more popular than before, and it's like definitely Chubby's champion pool. So like that's like really, really huge difference this time.
Yeah, I think the champ pools, like we were saying, even with Keria, like there used to be Nautilus played, now even Nautilus isn't really played. It's like, okay, are you playing Lulu, are you playing Yumi, or are you playing Nami? Like, there's not a lot of diversity that we're seeing down there. I think that Genji as well in spring, they were strong, but they weren't like a team yet. Whereas they had time over spring and over the MSI break where they didn't have to go to MSI to just take time as a team, develop your synergy. And I think they really showed that in summer. They're kind of ready to be one of the best, if not the best.
Well, it seems like Genji is the hot favorites coming into this matchup, but T1 has a fair chance as well. I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering what the coaching staff of each team are thinking right at the moment. And I had the chance to talk to the head coaches, so let's see what they had to say. 젠지의 고동빈 감독님 그리고 T1의 최성훈 감독님 만나볼게요. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
결승 진출 소감부터 들어볼게요.
일단 뭐 기록에 대해서 신경 쓰지 않았지만 이제 뭐 지나고 나니까 기록을 세운 것 너무 좋고 이제 여기 결승전이 강릉에서 또 펼쳐지잖아요. 이렇게 색다른 결승전에 진출할 수 있다는 것 자체가 너무 뜻깊고 재밌는 것 같습니다. 네.
정규 시즌이 쉽지 않아서 결승까지 올라온 것으로 일단 상당히 기쁘게 생각하고 있고요. 여기까지 올라온 만큼 꼭 우승할 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
다전제에서는 특히나 또 진영이나 뱀픽에 대한 이야기들이 많이 나오고 있거든요. 가장 중요하게 생각하는 부분은 어떤 점인지.
이제 다전제 같은 경우는 정규 시즌과 좀 다르게 준비해야 될 것들이 조금 더 많다고 생각하고 이제 뭐 진영 같은 부분도 되게 중요 포인트라고 생각하고 있습니다.
알겠습니다. 그러면 최성훈 감독님께서는 어떤 점이 포인트라고 보시나요?
저희 팀 같은 경우는 이제 정규 시즌과 다전제를 완전히 다르게 준비를 하거든요. 그래서 그건 아마 저희가 준비했던 부분을 경기 때 보여드릴 수 있을 것 같습니다.
네, 그럼 마지막으로 두 분께서 이번 결승전에 임하는 각오 들어보겠습니다.
네, 이제 뭐 팬분들도 그렇고 선수들도 그렇고 많이 기대해 주셨고 이제 2022년 LCK에서 보여줄 수 있는 마지막 경기잖아요. 그런 만큼 저희가 준비를 잘 해왔고 자신 있기 때문에 지켜봐 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
최성훈 감독님의 각오도 들어보겠습니다.
저희 팀 선수단이 선수들을 비롯해서 코칭 스태프들이 정말 오늘 경기를 위해서 정말 열심히 연습을 많이 해왔거든요. 그 좋은 모습 보여드리고 꼭 우승하도록 하겠습니다.
알겠습니다. 자, 이렇게 해서 젠지와 T1 감독님 두 분과 결승에 임하는 각오 들어봤습니다. 두 분 인터뷰 감사드리고요. 네, 오늘도 결승에서 파이팅 하시길 바라겠습니다. 파이팅! Right, so that was the interview. Anything interesting?
I felt like both coaches kind of very safe. You know, they didn't want to give anything away. They're like, oh, we'll just try our best. You know, not too many strategic points I think to take from that one.
What about you, Rush?
My prediction, or
All right, you can give it. All right.
oh
Yeah.
no, it's just from the interview, like they said, like they have prepared a lot for playoffs, and it's going to be different with like regular season. So we will see.
Right, so best of fives. I want to see who you're backing and I want to hear why. But let's take a look at your prediction first.
If we only judge from regular season performance and playoff performance, I'm gonna say Genji 3-1 win, but it's T1 in final. Like they maybe have some secret power to like win finals, so it's going to be a very close one. So I'm gonna say 3-2 Genji win.
All right, 3-2 Genji
Yep.
winning.
Yep.
Finally.
So we did change that. It says 3-1,
Alright.
but things have changed. There you go. Yep, 3-2 is the update, and Rush has said that. And you guys will see the full list of all of our predictions, but it is safe to say that it is pretty Genji-sided going into
It's
this
pretty
one.
Genji favored, admitted. It's funny because, you know, when we're doing the rehearsal, it was 3-1, right? And then you heard that T1 picked blue side, and then you
Yeah, yeah,
automatically changed it to 3-2. So can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah, it's like T1's blue side preference is like well known, and I needed to change my mind.
Yeah, just to add into that, I think that T1, they're going to have something really awesome prepared. And really the question is, will that be enough to crack Genji's strengths? Because their bottom lane is insane. They're a very solid team across the board. And they've shown, of course, over the regular season that they have been the better team, especially towards the end. So kind of looking forward to see if T1 can prove us wrong or if it will just be Genji finally picking up that win.
Speaking of the win, Doran's actually going to sing if Genji wins, but we'll have to wait and see because that's all the time we have for today's pre-show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us with the 2022 Uri Banks LCK Summer Finals pre-show. It's unfortunately all the time we have, so we're gonna toss it over to the casters, but let the finals begin now.